Welcome back everyone to the Hello World guys. This is another episode of the C++ for Beginner series, and in this video we are going to make a calculator, and while doing so we will learn a lot of things, and we will learn the final part of control flow, which is a thing of selection, and it is known as the switch statement. We will also learn that, but first let us try to create the basics of a calculator. So this calculator is going to be really simple. It will only have like two integers, so an int x, and you can create another int y, but actually one thing you can do is you can just put a comma after this and you can create two variables in one statement, which is pretty awesome. And then I'm going to create a variable of type char or character. This is a variable of type character, and what this means is that this is a basically a thing that can only store one character, and I'm going to call it operation, or OP for short. And you can obviously set it only to a single quote. So if you remember, we learned that in a single quote you cannot put multiple characters. If you do that, it causes problems. You can only put, like, if you do this, it still causes problems. You can only put like one character in there, or you can put like an escape sequence if you want to, or you can put a single character. So this is what the OP is, and I'm going to put a single character in here. So let us go down now, and this is remember that this is we have got three variables: an integer called x, and another integer called y, and a character called operator. So what we are going to do is we are going to see out, and we are going to tell the user to do something, and what that is going to be do, you can just say something like enter an expression, and let's just do that and put a colon after this, and then we are going to use cin to take this. So first the expression that the user will enter, I am going to just put a couple of string after this, and let's just try to this is an empty string, it's not doing anything, I'm just doing it for demonstration. So we want to have a value of x. The user will enter something like 5 plus 9, let's say. Now in this one we want to take 5 as our integer x and 9 as our integer y, and this plus as our operator. So what we are going to do is we are going to say cin, then we will first take in x, then we will take in the operator, and then we will take in y. And let's just remove this now. So what this can will basically do is that this will set everything to the correct value. So we are going to basically add a switch statement here. So now we are going to learn the actual statement, which is the switch statement. So the idea is that sometimes you have to do a lot of if and else if, which can be quite like time consuming and a bit problematic as well. So what you might want to do is you might want to basically have a statement that can do a lot of stuff, like basically a lot of if else statements without actually putting that much work. So what you do is you put a switch statement, and for that you must put a value of the switch, which we are going to set our operator. So basically we want to perform a different operation depending on whether our operator is a plus sign, a minus, a multiply, or a divide. So we are going to do that, and actually I'm also going to go up here and I'm going to put another variable here called answer, I guess, or you can call it result or anything you want to. So I'm going to put that variable here there as well, and in here we are going to go down here, and we are going to, you can see in here we have got an option for default. So what we are doing when we are default is we are just doing break. So the idea is with this switch is that you can put a bunch of cases, and you can actually remove this default for now. We are going to get to this in a second. So the idea is that you say case. So case basically means that so basically we have got this operator, and we have got a bunch of different cases that this operator may be, and then since the operator is a character, I put a character here and I say plus. Now this statement will execute, so whatever we have got after this case will execute only if the operator is a plus. If it is not a plus, it will not execute. So I'm going to say case plus, and then I'm going to say we are going to set our answer is equal to x plus y, like that. And if you want, this will go on forever even if you add other cases. So but what you must do is you need to add a break statement here, then you can actually add another case just like that, and this will execute when the action is a minus. So if I go here and I say ans is equal to x minus y, and we will fill in other ones in a second. And what you can also do is you can add in a case for default. So the default case basically means when it does not fulfill any of these conditions, it will default to this. So what we are going to do if it's not fulfilling any condition, which means that the user entered an invalid operator, so we are going to say cout, and we are going to say invalid let's say invalid operator, invalid, let's say invalid expression. So just say invalid expression, and we are going to put a this after that, and then put a new line. And we are actually going to, so we are going to get that let's just wait for a second. So after this, what we want to do is we are going to say C out, and we are going to say result, and we are going to say result is, and then we are going to output our answer, and then we are going to say maybe put a period after that, and then put a new line, start a new line like that. So the idea is that we have got result is and this, but you can see if we, even if we have got an invalid expression, it will still execute the result is statement. So let us understand this. So if I hit start, what happens is that it asks me to enter an expression. Now I enter 5 plus 3. Now since we have got plus, then it will automatically go through this, and if I press enter, it says result is 8. And since this is an invalid expression, it won't execute. Actually, let me fix one thing here. I forgot to add a break after this, and you must add break. If you don't, then that can cause serious problems. It will continue executing even if you got other cases in, unless you've got a break. So but if I go ahead and say, for example, 6 minus 3, now it should not cause any problem. It says the result is 3. But if I say 6 and I say multiplied by 2, then you can see it says invalid expression, and it causes a bunch of program error. The reason that error is because we are using our variable answer without actually setting it to anything. So we are going to hit abort to close our program, and what we are going to do, you can see it says uninitialized. In order to actually initialize it, you can just set it to 0. But obviously we do not want the answer to be just display anything. We want it to not display our result if the expression is invalid. For that, we can actually quit the program here by saying return 0. Yeah, just return 0, or maybe you can return with an error code of 1. So that is pretty awesome. And okay, it's still causing, yeah, that you can see that error goes away now. So let us now try to implement the other ones as well. So let's just copy this and like paste it. Okay, no, not like that. Enter and then paste, and then enter and then paste again. And you can see we are having multiple cases, which is the reason it's giving us errors. So we are going to move this to multiply instead, and also divide. And let's go ahead and put that here as well, and that's awesome. So if I hit start and I say 6, and I say let's say multiplied by 2, 3, it says 18, and you can see that works. But if I put something wrong here, it will say let's say I put this, you can see it says invalid expression. So yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. In the next video, we'll learn about more operators, and make sure to learn about other stuff, and make sure to try to like implement some other operators like modulus operators, and maybe change this to have like floating point division and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and bye.